What is the YouTube called? Party back in the video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can go from bronze tier to diamond tier. And by diamond tier, I mean to 8,000 power. And by bronze tier, I mean when you first start off the game with one silver card and your four bronze cards in a month. So basically, the first thing you want to do, if you're logging onto the game, if you see redeem in this column right here, you want to click redeem and you want to redeem the code. If you don't know the code, you just go ahead, go over to news, go over to bulletins. It should be chance to redeem or something. You want to click go, and then it should take you over to their Twitter account. If you don't do that, you can just Google NBA 2K Mobile Twitter. You don't need to have a Twitter account to Google it. Just click on it, and then you'll be able to see that they'll drop the code, and then you just go ahead and click redeem. And if there's not a redeem option like you see on my screen, then you just ignore it, skip this step. But so the first thing you want to do is grind through seasons. Grinding through seasons is honestly like one of the most important parts of playing the game. For at like all levels. So like even if you're like, I'm not grinding through season right now, but I'm simulating through season. So like either grind through, you should either be playing through a season at all times, or you should be simulating a season at all times. So yeah, you wanna grind seasons till you hit like a power requirement that you can't pass. In my opinion, unless you're if you're gonna be on the game long enough to grind seasons, you should do that. But if you're not gonna be on the game long enough, you should start simulating a season so you'll get there really quickly. So another thing you want to do is reach that 500 power mark as soon as possible. So if we're like, let's say, because 500 power matters a lot for grinding the events. So if we are grinding this event right here, right, for I think they'll give you a ruby card at the end. I think on if you start like a new account and then money domination, I'm pretty sure they'll give you a ruby card or a sapphire card. But if it's like regardless, you want to grind to like the top of the world, because early on people are inactive on Monday domination and normal domination. So you want to grind all the way through early on, and then for the same thing for domination, you want to go for grind all the way through and go for the top reward. But so for we're gonna basically be going. Let's go over all the events for newer players. So if you're a newer player and you don't know what to do for the event, so what you should do for every single event, if you're a new player, if it's domination, you want to go into domination. You want to take as many arenas as possible, even if it's like you just want to autofill, and then you want to take off as many arenas as possible, so you can get as many points as possible. Because you want to also go over this top reward here in every single domination event early on, and then for the next domination, you want to go for the top reward, so you can also be able to maybe craft a card over there in the collection. So we're gonna be going over that real quickly, but if they had domination, like the normal domination right here, right? They'll put cards, you'll claim all your arenas, and then by the end, since people are so inactive, you'll be like the first person on the leaderboard, and then you want to click rewards, and then for your first event, they should give you a sapphire card for money domination. So if you're able to do that early on, that's definitely going to be like one of the biggest things, is that you're going to get your sapphire card and you're going to get your collectibles. So that's going to be one of the important things. And you're also going to get your collectibles from the event. So I think that by the end of the event, if you reach number 1, you should have 3 collectibles. And then money domination is going to come back around. And then you'll have a different event. So you should, by the end of domination, always have 3 collectibles. And you should have a sapphire card or whatever card is on the leaderboard. So, and then if we go over to, let's say it's the Gauntlet. On the Gauntlet, the reward you want to be going for is the collectibles. You don't want to be going for you can go for the top reward. I'm not sure how possible it is to go for the top reward on the Gauntlet for newer players, because the streak bonuses matters a lot from what I gather in the Gauntlet. So you definitely want to try to go for those collectibles. That should be like your main objective. You should want to definitely want to try to get those collectibles. And then fantasy finals, it should be a lot easier compared to higher tier fantasy finals, but lower tier fantasy finals should be a lot easier. You should definitely be able to get those collectibles, but that's definitely one of the things you want to focus on doing, getting collectibles for the event. Because if we go over here, you guys should be able to craft an ruby card, which for ruby card right now on the events is like the level of like an amethyst foundation card. So if I crafted this like Kevin Durant, if I was going for each event, if I was going for because you will really only need to go for like 2 events. You need to go for the domination. If there's domination, you should definitely be able to get it. You should be able to get 3. You should need money domination. You'll get 2, so you'll have 5 collectibles at that point. And then on the what is it called? The other weekend event, you'll have 2 more collectibles. So at the end, you should have at least 8 collectibles, because on the, whether it's fantasy finals or it's the gauntlet, there's like from the ranking system, there's a really big ranking system where you'll get 1 collectible at the end. So that's definitely, you're gonna be at your 7 collectibles and you'll be able to craft the ruby card instead. So if you're just starting off, that's definitely what you want to go for. Even if you're or if you're not, then you could go for these lower tier cards if you don't think you'll get that high, so you can get as many points as you can to get that ruby card at the end, if you guys think you can do it in the gauntlet or fantasy finals. But yeah, so the next step you want to do is basically just repeat the same thing, grind through seasons every single time. You never want to leave your seasons on you never really want to leave your stamina just sitting there. You want to either be simulating or grind through a season. If you have a lot of time, then you should be trying to get to the power requirement, or you should be trying to simulate seasons. If you don't have that much time, you just need to get on for like, you can only get on for like 2 minutes. You can just simulate through like a whole season, simulate through like your whole 40 stamina. And then yeah, so then you want to reach like these milestones. So for mini domination, the milestone is 2k power. So at 2000 power, you'll start getting amethyst cards from both the draft board and from the mini domination. So if I was a lower tier player and amethyst card was and ruby card was my top reward, they'll actually change the event. If you're already in the event as like a ruby, if you're in the event like 1900 power, if you upgrade your team to 2000 power, they'll actually upgrade your rewards in the domination. If they don't do that immediately, try to close the game and reopen it. But if you get to 2000 power, you should be able to get to that your first amethyst card, which for me, my first amethyst card took me 14 days, and I wish I got from mini domination. That's definitely gonna be one of the big things. Towards like, by that 14 days, you should be towards the end of ruby seasons and starting amethyst seasons. So if you're on track to, if you're like really grinding the game, you want to get your amethyst card in like the first 30 days. Then if you can get you want to get your diamond tier in like the first 30 days, then you definitely want to be grinding through ruby season. And by the end of ruby seasons, for Monday domination, you'll have like another amethyst card already. So you'll have 2 amethyst cards from the amethyst cards you get, and then it'll help you reach your power requirement for the next to start those amethyst seasons. So you mainly want to upgrade your cards to reach the power requirement. So you want to go over here. You want to avoid trying to train them, honestly, because you will not have a lot of cards early on. As you guys can see on this account compared to my other account, I do not have that many cards. If you spend a lot of time grinding through, like, if it takes you like 3 months to grind through all the events, and you'll definitely have like a lot of cards saved up. But if it takes you like a while to grind through season mode, then you'll have like a lot of cards just, I mean, you wouldn't have as much cards just sitting there. You wouldn't, if you're like fast tracking, let's say like if you're fast tracking straight to diamond, you'll have trouble training your cards, but because you're going to be getting good cards like over and over again. But if you're not doing that, then I guess you could train all your cards. So if it's taking like, if you plan on it taking like 3 months for you to reach the diamond tier, then definitely it's fine for you to train your cards. But if you're not, then definitely try to avoid training your cards and just try upgrading them. Like, and basically to upgrade, you just gotta put a card in here. Let's say we had this Jeremy Lin. You want to upgrade him instead of training him up to max power, because honestly, max power for those go cards are not gonna be on your team for that long, or for any card really, they're not gonna be on your team for that long. Unless the only reason you should train up a card is to reach the power requirement. So if you need like a certain amount of power to get to the next season, you want to go ahead and get to the next season as soon as possible. So you want to use that power, get to the next season, and then move on. And then, or if you need like power to reach like the main domination or the draft board rewards, which the draft board rewards are basically the same as main domination. So for amethyst, it's gonna be 2000 power. Onyx is around 3600, 3500 power. I'm not sure. And then for diamond tier is going to be 6,000 power, 6,500 power, because that's when you start getting diamond on draft, or you also start getting them in main domination. But yeah, basically you want to grind through seasons as soon as possible. You also want to, if towards the end, if you want to look out for the cheesy cards. So if we go over to collections, when you're grinding through seasons, some foundation cards are really cheesy and really good to get, so it help you through seasons. So there's honestly like some tactics you guys can use to get through seasons faster. To go all the way down to foundation. Let's see. So for Amethyst here, there aren't really any cheesy cards. All you can really do is, well, I guess there's like Porzingis and stuff, but also you want to know how to leave the game. So basically, if you're about to lose a season game, you want to avoid trying to lose. You want to try to avoid losing any season games, in my opinion. But because they don't tell you how many games you can lose at the beginning of the season. Because some seasons you're going to lose one game, some seasons you can lose 2 games. Then if you're not keeping track of it, then you want to definitely try to avoid losing them. But let's say we hop into here, you should know that you can quit the game if you're about to lose. So, like, let's say they're like 1 point ahead of us and the game's about to end, right? So all we really have to do is we click pause and we click leave game. And we just go ahead and click yes. We'll end up losing the energy from that time. We won't be able to get that energy back until our energy recharges. Or you can go ahead and close the app. You also, towards the end of games, you want to always have like this open. You want to always be ready to close the app. So if you're on iPhone, I'm not sure how you even close the app on iPhone anymore without the little home screen thing, because I never had an iPhone. But if you're on Android, you want to always have this open. So you just click the square, and then you want to just close the app as soon as possible to avoid losing any game, specifically in the finals. You do not want to lose any game in these last 2 games. That's definitely not any games you want to lose, because they'll just restart you from the beginning. So yeah, so for the next thing, you just want to do that over and over again. You want to get through Amethyst seasons really quickly. You just do that. I guess I could start like a series from like the first 30 days, trying to reach Diamond tier in like the first 30 days. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys want to see that. But yeah, that's basically it. It doesn't really take as much. It just really takes like a lot of grinding. So, and also you guys can grind head to head if you really want to. As I said, you guys, I guess I never showed you guys the cheesy card. So there are really cheesy tactics you guys can use in season mode. If you're having trouble winning a season, then there are some cheesy tactics you can use. There are some cheesy cards you can get. So for Amethyst and Onyx, we're gonna be going over like the best lineup when it comes to players from Amethyst to Onyx. So for Amethyst, the point guards you want to get for your lineup is probably going to be like they're not really any good point guards from the Amethyst lineup. Now that I think about it, actually, they're not really any good. Basically, actually, you want to get this Gary Payton. If you get this Gary Payton, he's definitely one of the cards you're going to have in your lineup for a pretty decent while. He's not really cheesy, but he's pretty good when it comes to defending, shooting. There's not really any Amethyst Foundation point guard that you can like get free to play. For shooting guards, you want to get Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is really good at shooting threes. You just want to, because he's honestly like one of the more broken cards in the game. You just go ahead and like fire off threes with Klay Thompson. Even if like a little bit contested, he might still make them. For small forward, of course, you want to get this LeBron. LeBron is honestly pretty common in Amethyst seasons. Then power forward, you want to preferably try to get this Anthony Davis. If you can't get this Anthony Davis, you want to get this Kristaps. There's not really any other really good power forwards. Then for centers, it doesn't really matter. Hakeem is really nice. If you get Hakeem, I recommend locking him in because you don't really get that many Hakeems. And then for center, I guess you can also get DeAndre Jordan if you really need a center. But for domination, mainly if you're having trouble playing through a domination season, through seasons, you just want to call pick and roll until you get a switch. And then after the switch, post your big up. And then though it's basically like a guaranteed 2 points. For Onyx here, the cards you want to get to cheese through seasons. Honestly, this is a card I used to cheese through from Onyx seasons through Diamond seasons at like the absolute end. So the point guard you want, because honestly, if you're starting the season at the power that they recommend, then you're like maybe like you're 300 power ahead or you're like 300 power behind. So their players play a lot better, and then your players don't play as well. So point guard, you can definitely use this Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, same thing. You want to post up every single time with this Ben Simmons card until, which will like basically it'll guarantee you a lot of points. And then if you have trouble doing that, if they have like Magic Johnson or something like that, you just want to do pick and roll until you get like a switch to get your big on like one of their smaller guards. Honestly, the post up move is like the most OPest thing you can do in seasons. If you're having trouble through grinding a season, you definitely want to try posting up if you're having trouble. So yeah, that's basically it. In seasons, also try to avoid shooting too many threes because you'll probably end up missing a lot of them. Cause you know, like seasons, like if your cards really only make like layups and dunks. Same thing for like domination. If you guys know, like you should really be going for 2 pointers in domination. Cause even if you're shooting like a wide open three, they will most likely miss it because their power is just too high, and your team really just can't handle it. I'm not sure. It doesn't really make sense to me. But even if your card is like a high 3 pointer, try to avoid shooting too many threes in the season mode and in domination if you're going up against a team where their power is higher than yours. So that's basically it. Yeah, as I said, also another cheesy card is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is really good at shooting. He's also the highest Onyx card you can get besides that Karl-Anthony Towns. But Damian Lillard is one of the better cards you can use for season. I think he's the card that I used on my last season. I maxed him out at level 5 because he was just really that good, and he's like one of the more cheesy cards that you can get in this game. Since they don't freely give out like a whole bunch of Steph Currys, then like it's really like the cheesiest point guards in this game are really like Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, and Steph Curry. So if you can get any of those cards for domination, definitely get those and put them in your lineup. I mean, if you can get any of those cards for seasons, definitely use those, put them in your lineup if you're having trouble. But yeah, that's basically it. So I might end up starting like a series where you like the first 30 days so I can show you guys a more in-depth thing, because from grinding from the beginning, I really just showed you guys, I just checked in every once in a while, but I might do that where I show you guys every day like a more in-depth view. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys want to see that. Also, some more tips, some side quests that you guys should be trying to accomplish is try to have 3 teams for domination, which you should start doing this around Amethyst tier. So like right when like Amethyst is like your second reward, then you want to be trying to have 3 teams for domination. Or I think even when like Amethyst is your highest reward, I'm not sure how competitive domination is at that level, but it shouldn't be that competitive where you need really like to form 3 teams. But yeah, for Onyx tier and Diamond tier, you want to start preparing 3 teams for domination so you can actually successfully like get through domination. And then so for me, when I was playing, even though I wasn't on the account as much, it took me 13 days to get my first Amethyst card. It took me 26 days to get my first Onyx card, and then it took me I got my first Diamond card from the daily login. So for the daily login, you can switch your time zone to Tarawa Kerbati, and you can get your daily login on the 29th day instead of the 30th day, instead of waiting for the 30th day. And then for on the 37th day, I got to AK Power. So let me know down in the comment section if you guys want to see a 30-day challenge on getting from bronze tier to domination. But yeah, if you end up video, drop a like, we end up getting the thing right there because yeah, we clicked on it. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, drop a like. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have any questions. Don't hesitate. I'll leave my Instagram link down in the description. And I think that you can, I'm not sure how the Discord thing works, but I guess I'll start a new Discord server. So if you guys have any questions, you can just DM me on Discord or DM me on Instagram. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.